So the one kind of mood that was extremely apparent during the whole entire last episode of how Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom was you could definitely feel that there is a season 2 or core 2 or part 2 just around the corner, because you really felt that they didn't button up or put a bow on anything this episode. They left it very open. Now, there are a lot of animes out there that have done the same thing before, where they have kind of left it open and they've just never gotten cleared for any type of a continuation season. There's a ton of anime like that. The good thing and the positive part of how Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom is that prior to the episode launching this morning, we did get notification that a season 2 is on the way. Now, what wasn't confirmed is if it's a part 2 or if it's fully a season 2. But regardless, if we get another 12 or 13 episodes, that would mean that we're going to have a total of 25, maybe 26 episodes in total as far as the first broadcast of how Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. Now, I'm assuming that it will be a season 2 because we ended off on episode 13. If you add in 12 episodes to that, that's 25 total. If you add in 13 to that, that's 26 total. So they might go with the moniker of season 2 as opposed to core 2 or part 2 instead. But we will get a continuation of this story. Now, I'm going to put a video out that's going to tell you a little bit more detail about Season 2 in specific, so if you guys want to go check that out, check the pin cards or check the videos at the end of this one. Now, in talking about the ending of Season number 1, or, Part 1 of How Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, this episode was a really good episode. This one was specifically titled, To Fight and Conquer in All Our Battles Is Not Supreme Excellence. And to dive into that specific thing a little bit more is, with Souma breaking into the Kingdom of Van, he has now provided them something that they have never had over the prior rulership. And that is freedom and freedom of expression. The Kingdom of Van has been one that is under the treaty of the Empire, but they are really a kingdom of war. The prior predecessor, the old king or the old ruler of Van, he really built this city and built this kingdom around the prospect of war. Everything that the city is based on war. Their streets, their homes, the way that you navigate the kingdom, it's all based on war. And so was his dictatorship or rulership, was all dictated by that. So nobody had truly the freedom to really be themselves, express themselves, or to do what they wanted to do. And now with Souma coming in immediately after last week's broadcast of him showing that I want you guys to fully express who you guys are. You guys will be under the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐿 Kingdom, but you guys will be the nation of Van under the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐿 Kingdom. It's essentially like being a state within the United States, right? You're still welcome to be a Californian or somebody from New York, and you're okay to be proud of that and to have specific things that tie you to being that, but you're part of America. You're part of the United States. This is the same thing. What he said now is you are okay to express yourself and be part of Van and say, I'm a Vanian, or I am a person of Van and I have pride in that. But I am part of the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐿 Kingdom. And as he kind of has introduced that ideology, and as he has introduced that rulership, he did a few other things with that too, right? He allowed a freedom of expression. He allowed them to do things that they want to do. He lowered the taxes and provided the things that they were missing, which was like food and wares and things like that from the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐿 Kingdom. So not only did this ruler come in and change things, he also changed their perception and the way that their mind works, right? And he allowed people who maybe wanted to create clothes. People who wanted to have a food stall stand, be a food stall stand. Have somebody who wanted to be a street performer, be a street performer. Where prior they couldn't do that. And now they have more means to do that, because with them paying less taxes means they have more pocket money, which means they have more things to put into the things that make them happy. And the other piece that they would have had to spend money on before was food and things of that nature. And now he's saying, okay, we're going to provide you guys food and the accessibility to provide you guys' own means to get that food. So he's providing a level of happiness that wasn't introduced to the Kingdom of Van before. And one of the most interesting things that they said during this was what the princess said, right? The old princess of Van, as she was walking around the kingdom, is she's like, even if my brother, the one who fled, even if he were to try and come in and take over his proper like proper spot and retake the kingdom, it wouldn't happen now, because now that the people of Van have gotten a taste for what they never had, they're going to refuse to let that go, to go back to the way things were. They're going to fight, and they're not going to say, oh, just because you were the leader or a descendant of the leader before, welcome back. No, they're going to say, no, we're happy the way things are now with our new rulership, with our new management, right? So I thought that was extremely important too, and that'll set up what will happen later on. And I'm still waiting for the princess to really initiate more conversation with Souma, and for her to get closer to Souma too. I think once she's able to form a relationship with Souma, the people of Van will be even more trusting, knowing that the princess is part of his council or part of his people that he's able to rely on. I think she needs to become part of that too, because like right now, she's out there like investigating stuff, but where's she going? What is she going to do, right? I think she needs to be there and then be protected by Souma. I think that's going to be very important for her as we go forward. Now, for the rest of the episode, obviously, he spent a lot of time with 𝐿𝐴, and he spent a lot of time kind of like touring the kingdom and getting a feel for all the things that I said already, and he's come to the realization of everything that he has there. And he knows that he's doing something very well. The next thing that he's preparing for is the Empire's invasion, whether that is a political invasion or a army invasion. But because he did break the treaty, because the leader of Amidonia broke the treaty that they had with the Empire now needs to advance and needs to attack, whether again that be politically with some kind of negotiation, with some kind of agreement between the two nations now, or whether that is physically with some kind of like, we're going to attack via our army. They need to do that. The good thing is the princess's sister has now met Souma and has had a good idea of who he is, what he brings, and what he's doing. And that will definitely instigate some goodwill on his end when they do decide to make the decision on what they're going to have to do. And obviously she's going to have to report back to the princess on kind of what kind of person he is and what he does and things like that too. I think it's all going to be really good. But that's obviously going to be all a Season 2 initiative. As for what he ended with giving gifts to Alisha. He ended up giving gifts to the princess. He ended up giving gifts to 𝐿𝐴. So he was able to make his girls happy. And the one thing I'll leave you guys off on is I think what's really important for Souma now is he says something very important during the episode, is that he has all intention now to protect his new family. Because remember, Souma was kind of a loner before. His family, like, it was just him. He didn't have anybody in Japan anymore. The last of his family, which was, I think, his grandfather, had died. So therefore, like, he was left alone. So now he's in this world, and he's building people who are extremely important to him. And these are the people he's surrounding himself with, and they're his family now. And for all intent purposes, he is now there to protect them under jurisdiction and law, etc., right? He's there to protect his family, and that's going to be his main driving thing forward, is protect the people who are extremely important to him. Guys, that was this episode. That was the season finale of How a Realist Hero Built the Kingdom. I just wanted to thank you guys for being with me all season long. I appreciate you guys being here with every review, every reaction, and the love and support has been unreal for this anime during the season. I hope that you guys take this energy and join me in the fall for other fall anime. But if for some reason you guys don't and you're just a fan of this specific one, join me for Season 2 when that comes in 2022. All right, I appreciate you guys being here all season. If you guys missed our reaction or if you want to see more details on Season 2, click these videos here, and you guys can go check those out. That's it, though. Let's be real. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom Season 1. Peace out, friends.